Good afternoon, class. So today we are going to revise means next poem, Animals, and it is written by Walt Whitman. So today we are going to complete this revision and explanation also, and we will come to know the literary devices which is used in this poem and rhyming scheme also. Means all that things we will come to know. Okay. So today we are going to start the poem Animals, which is composed by Walt Whitman. So let's start with this poem. The poet tells us that he feels more at home with animals than humans, whom he finds complicated and false. Actually here, now the poet is just describing about the living style or the thinking, all that means he just compares animals between human beings. Okay, so we will see that why he is just talking about all good about that animal, that why the animals better than the human beings, why he is talking about. So we will come to know by reading this poem. Okay, I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. So here, placid. Placid means what? Placid means calm. Placid means calm or peaceful. Okay, placid means calm or peaceful. And now the next one is content. Content means keep up control. So now in the first three lines you can see here what the writer, what the poet is describing, what the poet is explaining. So here actually you know what he finds means I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. Means he's just wishing that he just wanted to live in the world of what? Animals. Why he just wanted to live with animals? Because you know what? He just compared animals with human beings. Means human beings are what? Human beings are not so placid, no, means they are not so peaceful, they are not so controlled. But here if we talk about that animals, they are very placid, they are very peace, they are very peaceful, they are very calm, they are not going to complain anything about to any person. So here he just wanted to live with them only. So I think I could turn and live with animals. So he just wanted to live, he's just wishing that he wanted to live with the animals because they are so calm and peaceful. I stand and look at them long and long. And here when he talks about this animals world, so he just talk about that what is how they are living and how they behave with other animals, how they talk with other animals. So now he just compared with human beings also, what the human beings are thinking here. So you know what, human beings are just jealous with other success of other human beings. But what about these animals? They are not like that. They are very calm, very peaceful. Means whatever they have, they never going to complain about that. Whatever means what the life they are living, they are very happy with that life. And here when he saw, means when he sees, means when the poet sees all that, so he feels very happy and he also wishes that he also want to live like them. And he also want to live in the world of the animals because they are very, very calm and very peaceful. And everybody wants peaceful life in their life. So they do not sweat and whine about their condition. So in the next line, what is the poet saying here? They do not sweat. Sweat, you know what? Sweat means complaint. Sweat means complaint. Sweat means complaint and whine means pride. Actually, you know what, in this line it is very easy to understand why the poet is saying like that. They do not sweat means they never complain about anything. Means what the God has given to them, they never complain. They never complain to other animals that they are living like that, means their life is better than them. They are not going to complain, and even they are not crying for anything as we are crying, as we cry means here our condition. If we are very rich, then also we cry that we have lack of money. If we are very poor, then also we just cry that we are very poor. So we are, whatever the life, whatever the condition, whatever the situation that we are living, so we always cry for that. But here if we compare to animal, so animal never compare, means animal never cry, animal never complain about anything, but we always complain. When we go to temple, we just worship to the God, so we always ask that, what, just give me this thing, just give me that thing, and we always demand. But what about the animals? Animals are just different from others, from human beings. Okay, so here they do not sweat, that means they never complain, they do not whine, means they never cry for their condition. Okay, but as human beings, they always cry, they always complain for everything. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. And you know what? Here, they do not lie awake, means whatever they do, means I'm talking about animals, they never lie, and they never awake, means in the dark, means everything is just open book. For the animals, everything is just open book. They never hide anything, they never lie anything. But what about the human beings? They even cry for what? The wrongdoing things. The wrongdoing things. Means sins means what here? Sins means wrongdoing things. Sins means wrong doing. Okay, wrongdoing. See, so here, you know what? The first line, as it is mentioned that they never complain, they never cry as human complain and as human cries. And the next line, they never lie awake in the dark, means everything is just open. But what about the human beings? They always lie, they always keep secret, they hide everything, and they always cry for what? For their sins, for their wrongdoing things. And you know what next? They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. And you know what? The third line, they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Means here, the poet is what? The poet is very happy. The poet is very happy with the animals. Why? The animals never go to the God and they say what? That I have done for you, and we have done good for the better, means good for the human beings, good for the other animals. But if we compare to the human beings, so human beings always say what? I have done something for you. I have done, means even they just ask to the God, means even they just tell to the God also, means what? I have done something for you, what? Means everything, means whatever they do, the good things, they always say. But if we compare to that animals, so they never go to tell these things. Okay, so they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Means whatever the duty to God, they never discuss. Means whatever the duty, means just like that, if they do the good things with the other people, means like bad people or good people, means whatever. But they say, you know what? God, I have done something like that. Means they just boast. But what about the animals? They never. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the money of owning things. Demented means mad. Demented means mad. Mad or disturbed. Okay, so here, no one is dissatisfied. Not one is demented with the money of owning things. But here, you know what is here? Animals are what? Animals are always happy with their life. They never ask for anything that they do not have these things. But if we talk about the human beings, they always complain, they always cry for the things. And they are very greedy. If we compare to animals and human beings, so human beings are very, very greedy to have all that things, to collect all that things, to get all that things. But what about that? what about that animals? But the animals are not very greedy. And even we can say that animals are very faithful, and means we can trust, but we cannot trust on human beings. Okay. So not one kneels to another. Kneels means bow down. Kneels means bow down. Nails means bow down. Okay. So here, not one is dissatisfied, not one is demanded with the money of owning things, not one kneels down to another, sorry, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Okay, means here, you know what, when we have some work with the other people, so we just bow down before that people, and we say that what, request it, means they request to do the, means to get their favor. But what about the animals? They never bow down, they never kneels. But here, if we compare to human beings, so if they have some work with other people, so they always bow down and they always get their favor. Okay, they request. And not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. But here, if we talk about, means in this line, it is said what? If rich people are there, if old people are there, if respected people are there, so they will get respect from the person. But if we talk about the means animals, so it is not there. There is no partiality, there is no bias, there is nothing, means no discrimination among the animals. But if we talk about human beings, so there is partiality, there is bias, there is discrimination among the people. If the rich people is there, so the people will give more importance than rich people. If the poor people is there, so poor people is supposed to what? The poor people are supposed to give respect to the rich people. But here, if the animal is there, if the animals are there, so it is not like that, that the animals should give respect to that other animals. All are equal. There is no discrimination among any animal. Okay. So not one is respectable or unhappy, means everybody is happy. But here, if the person is not getting respect or something else, so that people will not feel happy. But if we talk about the animals, so animals doesn't, means they do not want what? Respect, and they are happy. Even they are not getting respect, then also they are very happy with their life. But human beings are crying. Okay. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. And here, you know what, when the poet sees all that situation and condition and all that, so he feels very happy, and you know what, he accepts this life, and he also wishes that he wanted to live in the world of animals. Means he does not want to live in this world as he is living in there. As you know what, he is also a human being, but when he compares to, he just compares to animals, so he feels that animal is better than the human being. Okay, because anyone can believe on animals, but they cannot believe on human beings, because human beings are what? Sometimes they go down, sometimes they speak lie, tells lie. So it happens. Okay. They bring me tokens of my love. They evince means what? Evince means show or reveal. Show or reveal. Okay. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possessions. Possessions means ownership of something. You know what? Even you know what? The animals. Other animal is the food of other animal. But then also they never hide anything. They believe. But we can hide, means we are the human being and we always try to hide our what? Wrongdoing things. But here, if we talk about that animal, so even that animal kills the other animals for what? For their food. But then also it is open for all. But if we talk about the human beings, so they always what? They always try to hide this. They always try to hide this. They never open to anyone. Okay. So here, they bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in the possessions. Means what? Here, the animals what? The animals are showing the reality. The animals are showing the reality and you know what, they show, they tell that what we are and what we had and what we were. So now they bring me tokens of my love, myself. They events means they show what, they reveal the reality of the world, the reality of the truth. Okay, because this is our what, this is our right. And what is our right? That we should behave properly, we should not, we should learn something from the animals. I wonder where they get those tokens. I wonder they get those tokens. Tokens means here the qualities. Actually, you know what, did I pass that way huge times ago? And negligently means carelessly. Negligently means carelessly. Negligently means carelessly. Carelessly. Okay. Carelessly. Negligently means carelessly. Okay. So here you can see that at the last line what the poet is describing. At the last line the poet is describing about what? Here the qualities. Here the qualities of human beings. Before that we have kindness, we have patience, we have endurance, means we have all the qualities. But nowadays we are losing all that things. Nowadays we are losing all that thing, and you know what? We are just worse than the animals, because that animals are accepting all the qualities what we had. Okay, so here once again you can understand here what this poem. This poem is just telling what the animal is better than the human being, as the poet is describing here. Why? Because the way of living their life, the behavior means everything. What is described here, that it describes that the life of the human being is worse than the animals, according to that poet. Okay, why? It is given all that things. Okay, so here he wanted to live with the world of animals. He just wanted to live in the world of animals. Okay, so now we will see the rhyming scheme of this poem. First thing is that there is no rhyming scheme, it is free verse. There is no rhyming scheme, it is free verse. Okay, it is free verse, no rhyming scheme. Now we'll see the next. I think I could. So now in this line you can see that there is no rhyming scheme. Animals contain long, means no rhyming scheme is there. This is free verse. Okay, now we'll see the next. I. So this is what? Anaphora. This is what? Anaphora. Anaphora. That you know anaphora, what is the anaphora? Use of repeated words at the beginning of two or more consecutive lines. Use of what? Use of repeated words. Use of repeated words. I. So use of repeated words at the beginning of two or consecutive lines. Okay, so this is called anaphora. In previous class I have explained what is anaphora. So once again you can see here anaphora. What? Use of repeated words at the beginning of what? At the beginning of two or more consecutive lines. This is called anaphora. Now we will see the assonance. See, I. Means here, I, live I with I. This is what? Assonance. Assonance is what? Repeating of vowel later. Okay, repeating of vowel later. Now one more thing that we can see here, long and long. What is this? It is a repetition. What is this? Repetition. Okay, repetition. It is a repetition. Okay. Now the next one is, again we'll see the next stanza. Once again you can see in the next line, What is written? They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. Not one, not one. And again, this is what? Anaphora. And again, anaphora. Once again, you can see what? Anaphora. And once again, next line you can see not one, nails, and not one also. That is also anaphora. But here, sweat and wine. Sweat and wine. This is what? Who will tell? This is what? This is a metaphor. This is what? Metaphor. Actually, here, you know what here? Sweat and wine. Sweat means what? Complain, and wine means what? Cry. So here it refers to the human being, because human being only complain and human being only what? Cry. So this is what? This is metaphor. Okay. Now the next one is not is respectable nor. Okay. And here token. Token is also what? Tokens is what? Tokens is, it is the inner quality. It is the inner qualities of human beings, which is just referred as a token. So this is all about the literary devices and the rhyming scheme. There is no rhyming scheme, and anaphora, metaphor, and assonance. These are the literary devices which is used in this form. Okay.